Bob, let's talk about the case of the GIC investor making 1%, 2%, 3%, and they're just dying. It's too low. What can these people do to pump up their returns?
Well, emotionally, it's very nice to be in those kind of investments because there's a guaranteed return. But in some cases, it's almost they're not taking enough risk in their portfolio. Just as it would be imprudent to be 100% in stocks, it's also imprudent to be 100% in these assets as well when they're not returning enough income or returning enough return for someone to meet their objectives.
So you have to suck it up and take on a little more risk than you do with GICs. What would you suggest as an entry-level risk enhancer for a portfolio? Something to pump up your returns a little bit, but not hurt you too badly.
Well, there's always bonds, but once again, we're in a low interest rate environment, so sometimes bonds will not give you the desired return. But there's always blue chip stocks. Blue chip stocks are very conservative investments for most people. They tend to underperform the market when the market's up, but then again, they usually perform better when the market is down.
So would one of the characteristics of these stocks be the fact that they pay a good dividend?
Yeah, some of them are very good dividend-paying stocks. And what they are is they're consistent over time. They're consistently growing over time. They don't have a lot of volatility in their prices. Their prices aren't moving around a lot.
All right, so a first step to build your returns if you're exclusively invested in GICs is to look at blue chip stocks. Now, I take it you can use mutual funds and exchange traded funds to get that exposure as well as buying the stocks directly?
Sure. I mean, the nice thing about mutual funds is if you already have a diversified stock portfolio. There is some risk in buying individual stocks. So I would advise people to be looking at maybe a fund that invests mostly in blue chip stocks.
All right, so do some due diligence in the fund. Make sure it's blue chip all the way.
That would work.
Great, thanks, Bob.
Thank you.